Thank you for tuning in to my Positive Perspective Internet show today, where we feature individuals and groups who share the common goal of improving the local Charleston community. Today's episode is brought to you by Kinetic Hi-Fi, Charleston's internet site. In today's episode, we're discussing my talk show that is on the Kinetic Hi-Fi internet site, my Positive Perspective. And what helped tell me to do this is Ben Fagan. So how's it going, Ben?
All is well, JD. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. Good. And my show airs from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. And I've wanted to talk about some of the guests that I've had on the show that have really changed my life. And I actually had the opportunity to discuss, I don't know if you remember, this is a while ago, talk to you about one of my guests, Brian Fleming, who wrote a book about being, he was on patrol in Afghanistan and was attacked by a suicide bomber. And the suicide bomber blew himself up. And those tough things, to live through. And my own case of that has been documented and everything. But by doing this, I realized so much that it's definitely not just me. That goes through these things.
Absolutely, and it's nice that the positive perspective is spreading, because swear to God, right before I came over here, I was hanging out with my video editor and a guy that works with us, who had spine surgery. He used to be a snowboarder, rocked his body pretty good, and was down and out and not feeling very positive about things.
Yeah.
And he said he bumped into you, and within 10 minutes, his whole day changed just because you told him your story, and he started to kind of look at the way that he was feeling, like, come on, man, it could be worse than this. Listen to my boy Jason over here.
Yeah.
So starting to spread, it's really, it touches people, and it actually moves fellow humans who have had rough patches, just to know that they're not alone.
Sure. And the My Positive Perspective radio show is like you said, it's growing, and the content of it is changing too. I had this guy on a couple of weeks ago, Stephen Shrewsbury, who wrote a book called Defy Your DNA, and he's discovering ways to alter your DNA before birth, and predestined cells that are going to have cancer. They're working on ways to turn those genes off.
Wow.
With autism and stuff, and the way it happens is that they go into the cells, into the actual cells, and then they tell the nucleus to produce a type of protein for the ribosomes. And it was a really cool interview. It was like, going back to chemistry class, and just kind of, but really just talking about things like that you didn't discuss in class. It was really, really smart guy. Guy was from the United Kingdom, actually.
Nice.
Another guest I had on, Kit Summers, was a professional juggler in San Diego. He actually won the Gong Show. Do you remember the Gong Show? He was a great juggler, though, and winning the Gong Show got him booked in the hotels in Las Vegas, like the MGM. He'd be performing, juggling with knives and fire sticks and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He actually was hit by a truck in 1982 when he was coming back from a show, and was in a coma for 30 or 40 days, and had to relearn how to walk and talk and all this, just like me. And I could tell it was doing him a lot of good to get that out. And just like we did some episodes for Nick Collins, too. It's just like, people they write books because they want to talk about them. They don't write books because they don't want to talk about them. So just by allowing them to talk to them, or to get their story out, they appreciate that.
Yeah, a lot of the processing by was just saying it out loud, and knowing that you can release it at times, and especially being able to talk to other people who really can firsthand understand what you're going through. It's huge.
Yeah. Another cool guest I had on was Chris Simmons. Now Chris Simmons worked over in Afghanistan in Iraq when they would capture Al Qaeda fighters in the battlefield. They would bring him to see this guy, and he'd be able to read their body language and tell them that they were lying, or he's like a human lie detector.
Yeah.
And I had him on a couple days after the Boeing plane went into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right after it happened. And I asked him, "Where's the plane?" He said, I was like, "What happened to it?" And using your what's your theory? Essentially. And he said, "Well, it was probably Al Qaeda. It was terrorist related, and then the plane's probably at the bottom of the Indian Ocean because it's real deep there, and they probably crashed it there because they want different countries to have to use their resources to try to find this plane and all the families." And this is what Al Qaeda does. They want media coverage. They want to scare people, and they want other countries to use their resources on their terrorist acts. And really, the Boeing plane, sadly, has really accomplished all three for them. But I like having his insight on the thing, and really that all they really had to do was ask Chris Simmons what happened. They didn't even need to do all that searching.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to be able to read the actions of the media people and people that are doing interviews, and to have an in-depth psychological ability to analyze what is truth and what's not. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Kind of scary.
Really, it really is. But really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly. So thanks for joining me and helping me out on the episode, Ben.
You got it. Thanks for having me, co-pilot.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for tuning into My Positive Perspective. We'll catch y'all next time.
On a sunny day, I feel my thoughts drift away. Only good vibes and good times living in my brain. On a sunny day, catch me lamping in the shade, feeling so fine and so high. Oh, my sunny day, still I hope all my efforts will one day pan out. Love within, you'll never be without. So I roll, feeling strong and so invincible.